All right, guys. In this video, it's probably going to be a short one. Not sure yet, but I'm just getting ready to actually drop this motor in. So, a couple of things that I just want to point out. I have all of my wires for my e-box somewhat organized. My workbench might not be organized in the video, but my wires are. And what I like to do is I like to connect my ground back to the starter outside of the boat. Makes it a lot easier. And I also like to put my hot wire on outside the boat. Makes it a lot easier. The other thing is I put my cooling lines outside of the boat. That way you know you have the cooling line on as far as you can. Clamps are tight, and whenever you put your clamps on, don't throw them on willy-nilly. Make sure they're on to a spot that you could possibly get a wrench onto, or a flathead, whatever, in case of an emergency. You know, sometimes I like to double these up. This boat, I mean, I don't really think it needs it, but I put them on outside of my boat. That way, you know, I can make sure cooling lines aren't going to be rubbing in certain spots, and primarily just to make sure my fittings are facing the right way. So just a little tip, but for now I'm going to cut the camera so I could waddle this thing over into the hole by myself, and it's gonna suck. All right, guys, so I got the motor in, and I used the same motor mounts that I had, or not the same motor mounts, the same motor mount shims that I had last time. Kept it in the same spots, so everything was aligned perfectly. Don't really have to move anything or re-shim anything. You know, motor's a motor. As long as your motor mount shims are good, then you're good. So, roughly routed the throttle cable. Didn't do anything with gas lines. Started to roughly BS, you know, the e-box wires around, snaking start-stop switch, and snaked the cooling lines through. And I actually drilled into the top of my coupler cover and put some zip ties kind of hidden, which I liked. I haven't plumbed anything to the pump yet. All the lines are just sitting here miscellaneously in my mess of a tray. So I want to go over in this video, I'm installing the wax head pipe. As you can tell, I have a Sharpie mark on the wall. And just like factory pipe, wax couldn't fix. Hang on one second. Wax could not fix the same problem that factory pipe had of the head pipes rubbing. So as you can tell with the light shining behind it, it's rubbing right in those Sharpie marks. So what I'm going to do, if I can take this back up without destroying it again, I'm going to use a Milwaukee Dremel and slowly take away some fiberglass. It really sucks doing that, but that's what I gotta do. That's what I gotta do. So we're gonna feather that in real quick off camera because I want to use a vacuum to suck all the dust, so I'm not destroying my engine bay since I nicely cleaned most of it. So I'm gonna do that really quick, and I will touch base once I'm done, because I don't think you guys want to hear the vacuum going. All right, guys, so I ran into a big problem. I was grinding, and I was going really slow, but as you can tell, if you can, there's two wet spots. It's me literally putting white paint over purple paint, which means I ground through so much fiberglass that there's purple showing through. I don't really know what to do. I checked the gap, and factory says there could be 2 to 4 millimeters between there, so I can't slide my motor forward. And when I put this on, it just keeps hitting. So my problem is I don't know a machine shop that would grind this down. I've already tried talking to people, and they said that they don't have a jig to put this in to get it properly ground down. So my other option is taking my manifold off and having them take, you know, a millimeter off of that. But I don't know, at a loss. My only other option is, which I really don't want to do, but where it's rubbing right there, is grind a little bit. Like I said, I don't know the condition of these pipes, how good the casting is, or the port jobs. I mean, like the water jackets, not port. So I'm a little worried, but I might take a little off and see. I mean, you'll never see it, but we'll see. All right, so here's the deal. I ended up, as you know, grinding that to the point that I started to see purple gel coat. So what I did was I started to take some material off of this flange. It's perfectly decked and smooth. I don't have a machine shop that would do it, so I did it myself. And the other thing was I had to, wherever it is, grind my pipe. I don't know if casting on the wax manifolds and head pipes are different from factory pipe, meaning that they're thicker, but this is the worst I've ever had to deal with on a blaster. Built a lot of blasters. I've never had to deal with something this tight. I rechecked all my alignments. My motor is perfectly aligned, you know, side to side, up and down, everything. So I got it to be, I don't even know what the clearance would be, like maybe a millimeter, if that, against the wall. And that's all I'm going to be able to get. I cannot grind any more off the wall. I do not want to grind any more off the head pipe. So all I'm going to do is now, I guess, you know, pipe dope some 90s in, put some cooling lines on from the bottom of the head pipe to the top of the head or motor. I'm going to jam some turf against this wall, so if it does decide to rub at some point ever, you know, it's going to hit the turf before the hole, because that's thin. So I don't know. I'm at a loss. I've been doing awesome with this build, and just a dilemma I didn't think of, but oh well, what are you gonna do? So I'm gonna go grab some turf, clean that off that wall, stick some turf on there, and like I said, put some cooling lines on. So I'll touch base in a couple minutes. Well, here's where we left off for this video, I guess. I got the head pipe on. I like I said, ground down the side, put turf in there, also ground down the side of the head pipe. It's still way tighter than I would want, but I have no idea what to do anymore. So that's how I'm gonna run it. But motor's aligned, you know, factory calls for 2 to 4 millimeters between your coupler for your drive shaft and your motor. I put it at 4 millimeters, trying to max it out with sliding this forward. You know, that's just all I got. Head pipe though, you know, wax doesn't really have any screw adjustment settings, so I put it as factory pipe, top closed, middle closed, bottom open 3/4. Hose is attached to the bottom of the head pipe. I just gotta put these in so I can attach this to the top. Both cooling lines, bottom of the manifold, are run. One is tapped in, the other one I just ran out of steam and just didn't connect it to this. This is the little brass connector I was talking, from 1/2 inch to 3/4 or whatever. So that will be my cooling line setup. But my next step is to run those, clean my gas tank, which is sitting on the ground right there, drain the old gas out, put the gas tank in, run some finishing cooling lines, and get the water box in, and then it'll be gas lines, hood seal. I plan on moving this fuel filter bracket somewhere over here. I don't know yet, because if you look at where my fuel lines come out, they're dumping out down low. so it'd be stupid to do a loop. I disconnected the fuel on off, just broke it off, and I don't know, they cause me more headaches than they do good. So this will most likely be, I'll make the bracketry and put my bilge switch coming out of this. The on-off reserve just won't mean anything. I'll just leave it there. But long day in the garage working on this. So it's coming along though. Got some more finishing touches. And before it goes out into my shed for the rest of the winter, I definitely want to buff it. And you know, this is just dirt marks, but I'd love to get this purple back and shining. It's not bad at all. I mean, you can tell the color difference from the stickers, which is, you know, next to nothing. But the front, you can tell on camera for some reason, it's like they had it uncovered just the front half, so it got chalky up front. But also fixed the bent steering cable. Crappy throttle cable, but it'll get me through 2 seasons. So, but that's it for this video. Sorry if I sound dead. It's like 10:30 right now, and hungry and tired. But we'll get finished up with this boat and move along to the 2010 over there. And that's the spec blaster that I'm slowly working on. You can tell that has some damage here and there, but that should be a fun boat too. So yeah, that's it for this video. Sorry for the weird one, but I don't know. I do these to update myself and keep track of the ski, and if you guys want to watch, you can watch. So see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave any comments if you have any questions. See ya.